always the one. You, what we been through, I miss you. And you can't lie, you miss me too. If I roll through, but you...
So I'm back with another video. I've been slacking, but I have a very good reason as to why I've been slacking. I'm finally ready to reveal why I haven't been posting as often. Of course, none of you know, but I am having a baby. I'm pregnant. It's crazy to even say that, but I've been very drained, tired. I just had a lot of fatigue, and I've been really nauseous. I don't know if I said that already, but I've been really nauseous, and I just have not been in the mood to get up and film. So I've just been laying it out. I tried to post as many videos as I could while I felt better, but it was just different. It was just real different, but I'm feeling a lot better. I found out all the way in February. It is now April, so I've known for some time. In the beginning, like February, maybe kind of March, I was very nauseous. Wasn't no way I was filming. I was vomiting and everything. It was just a very tough time. I think I want to start vlogging so I can just document this journey because it's just wild. Aaliyahblknwhite pregnant. Like I said, I'm gonna start vlogging, so I'll probably just, pull all the information in those vlogging videos. But I just wanted to let y'all know why I've been gone. I have a very good reason as to why. If you've been pregnant before, you know that nausea is nothing to play with. So I had to take some time out for myself to feel better, but I feel a lot better. Look at that. Oh my goodness. But anyways, in today's video, we're gonna be talking about this comment that I seen. Basically, to sum it up, someone said, and I commented back, and I said, now I used to think that Aaliyah has snakes in her life, which I still think she did, because your own family shouldn't turn on you, let alone the people who were in her face. I'm not saying it's right, but they did have their reasons, and they're deeper than what people think, deeper than what people know. I'm starting to rethink that Aaliyah has snakes in her life. I want to start off with her uncle gifting her a snake. She was on the Daily Carson show. She introduced her pet snake to Carson. I just thought it was very weird how she got into snakes. And when you look up the meaning of snakes, we all know. If you don't know, I'll put it down here just to sum it up for the people who just, want to get a clear idea of what a snake means. But she has snakes in her music video. She was gifted a snake by her uncle. And I just thought that maybe that could be a subliminal from her uncle. Oh, she's a snake. Because out of all animals, he gives her a snake. She gets into snakes and she likes them. She fell in love with snakes. And I think that a snake or snakes, the meaning of snakes, represented who Aaliyah was being at the end of her career. I just want to stop right here and say, this is not to disrespect Aaliyah, but there's a reason why people turned on Aaliyah. What did she do for people to want to go against her? That's the real question. No one's being disrespectful. No one's being rude. There's questions on her end that need to be answered as well. What was she doing? So that leaves an open space for us to question whether or not she was the problem, if she was the snake. But I know a lot of people are going to take it offensive because, like I said before, and like I'm always going to say, Aaliyah showed us a character that was just a fantasy that people fell in love with, wanted to become a character that people thought she actually was. I even believed this in the beginning. I can't even down nobody about this or judge, because when I got into Aaliyah, I started to realize that that wasn't her personality. That wasn't her character. Off camera, I'm sure she was a totally different person, which it's nothing to judge. I'm not judging her. I just think it's real. I think she should have been more honest with her fans who she really was. And I get it, You know, you can't just come out and be vicious and expect people to accept that. They're gonna have their critics. But she wasn't, just the way she portrayed herself. I love family. I stay home. I'm a homebody. Aaliyah was at parties. She was, you know what I'm saying, staying the night with guy friends. She was hanging out with Jay-Z and Damon and their friends. I'm pretty sure she got into trouble with Kidada. She was getting into a lot more than what she was making it seem. I just thought she really liked to be at home all the time. No, she was out more than she was in. I think she was being very fake, as respectful as it gets. She would always say, and I think it was true in the beginning, she's a nice person to people, maybe. For example, she would talk about how her and Jay hung out a lot. They were very good friends, and that was the homie, you know. In reality, especially through the pictures, you could tell she was annoyed with him, that there was things going on, especially in her music. She ended up doing him dirty. She was good, though, because she let people know they weren't dating, which they probably really weren't. They were probably just friends with a little benefits on the side. Cool. So if she was to just, she did snake them, people would be like, well, they weren't friends anyway, so it's not wrong. When you really look at it, she was hanging out with him. Like, they were showing up together. Like, once you start showing up together at parties with people, especially in Hollywood, that's gonna be a big thing. The way she was hugged up on him. Aaliyah was just a very deceiving person, if that's the right word. She was very, like, looks can be deceiving, right? She portrayed something so different, but you really look at it, she was doing people dirty behind closed doors. And I always wondered, when did she find the time to be in multiple relationships, like dang near every year? What I'm gathering, especially from what she did to Jay-Z, I'm guessing that, you know, when she's seen people she liked in a relationship or not, she would go after them. After she was done with that relationship, I feel like she would call quits and just leave without an explanation, and they would be confused. I think some of them were cheating, but they knew the type of person she was. She was probably doing the same thing. That's why it was so easy for her to get out of a relationship and get into another one. Now, I know you're not supposed to just wait around and heal, you know what I'm saying? People are different, but I feel like Aaliyah was just very... It's just so many things that I feel was fake of her to have done. I just believe that that's who she really was. She was stepping on people. After she stepped on them, she would try to maintain a good relationship. But some people wasn't going for that. Aaliyah was not as innocent as she made herself seem. And about that comment, the person said she was around snakes. And you know what? When you get into Hollywood, or when your parents sell you to Hollywood, you're going to be around a lot of fake people. And you have to be careful with what you do. You have to be careful with how you move. She was moving very sloppy, which ended her life very horribly. And you can tell through her last album, her songs just talk about this woman who's not afraid to walk with her chest out and her head held high. She told you what she was after in multiple songs, what she was willing to do to be happy, the drama that she was going through, her not being worried because she has nothing to lose. She was successful. At the same time, y'all remember that story? I just recently seen it on TikTok. P. Diddy urinated in this picture, right? And he put it on the table and left it. And Kidada came, sat down and tried to pour herself some of that. And he was gonna let her. He probably knew Kidada was just fake. That could have been the same with Aaliyah. And I'm starting to think that maybe, just maybe, there's no proof, that Diddy could have helped Jay with ending Aaliyah, because they all seen how she was moving. She was friends with Diddy, so Diddy was probably like, dang, she did Jay dirty, I get it. So Diddy like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'll help you. Hype. I think Hype had a lot to do with it too. He was friends with Jay-Z and Diddy. A lot of people got tired of the way she was moving. I think her uncle had something to do with it. I think Damon knew. Because she was moving crooked, they were just disgusted by the way she was moving. And they say that you make more money off of people gone than alive. I think her uncle was trying to tell the world that she was the deceitful person. She was the snake. She was the one doing people dirty. She was the one causing the animosity between people because she thought what she was doing was the way, which it wasn't. You can't just move like that, and you can't just drop people because you're done with them. Especially not in Hollywood. Like, I wouldn't even try that. She thought she was in the clear. She thought she had people on her side because she made friends with a lot of people. She was nice to a lot of people. But boys gonna always have that power, especially in the industry. And still to this day, Jay-Z is very powerful. And I feel like in some way she knew, but she wasn't running. We all know about her dream. Everybody is a snake in Hollywood if you do the right thing to piss them off. She was also the snake too. She was in her own little world, doing her own little deeds that weren't necessarily the best. She was messing around with the wrong people. And like I said, Jay-Z said it in a song. He's prideful. But it's funny because I never looked at him as, you know, the reason. But I already know. Like, I'm content. I think I figured out why she is not here today. I understand. She was the problem. And maturing is realizing she was the problem. And I love Aaliyah a lot, but ask yourself, what would make someone want to go after her the way they did? What did she do to end up where she is today? Why were all these people dissing her? Soon after she did Jay dirty, her death happened. And then after Damon and Jay fell out. In the industry, people are competitive. They will do anything. At this point, you can't deny it, but Aaliyah gave Jay-Z every reason. It's not right. I don't think they should have did that to her. She was snaking a lot of people. She was the snake. That's why she wanted snakes in the music video. That's why the people who were working with her on that We Need Resolution music video came up with the idea to use snakes, pythons. Out of all the creativity they could have came up with, they come up with snakes. Her uncle gifted her a snake. I think that Aaliyah was snaking people too. She was a snake of her own, and she was around snakes. You could be the nicest person, the prettiest person. They have their ways. She didn't for no reason. Was Aaliyah the snake? I think that she was doing things, yes, to piss people off. Clearly, look what she did to Jay. That's like the biggest thing. She was moving sloppy, whether you want to see it or not. And really, she was very mature. She was very smart. You can't blame it on her being young. She knew exactly what she was doing. She said she was learning the industry since AJ Number to Number. She sat back during AJ Number to Number. She kind of got involved during 1 in a Million. And then on her last album, she took full control. Did y'all notice that? Y'all notice the pattern within her albums? The way she was trying to carry herself and her career and do people, it wasn't a mix. I do think that Aaliyah is the cause of her own death. Respectfully as it gets. She is the cause. But y'all let me know, do y'all agree or do y'all disagree? And if you disagree, let me know why. I think that Aaliyah got herself because she was a snake herself. She was the biggest snake of them all. That's how I feel. I don't think that she was surrounded by snakes. I mean, I do. Like I say, everybody in Hollywood is probably snakes, but I think they were, you know what I'm saying, digging her. They was cool until she started moving sloppy in the end. When she started making that last album, people seen, they were like, that's how I feel. But God rest her soul, and she did not deserve that. There's not a day that goes by that I don't think of her. Like, I always think of her. I just stare at her videos, her pictures. So, yeah, you guys let me know what you think. Was Aaliyah the snake, or was she surrounded by snakes? Let me know down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Stay crazy.
Do you remember that one night when we fell in love? What we had felt so right. trust. Now it's drowning in our lives. I know we're broken up. You know the feelings deep inside. So